So clearly, you know who I am. You know what I'm about. You know what I talk about. And if you don't know, welcome to Anaya's world. This was the least I like to call it. But pretty much I discuss a lot of things. Spirituality, I discuss being transgendered. I discuss topics on living and becoming the best version of yourself. Didn't I tell you to stop licking me? Why you gotta be gay? By the way, when I say gay, I mean like happy, because I use words and terminologies in ways that most people won't use them. Plus, I like the word. It's to me the word is change perspectives on things, people. But anyways, I just talk about a range topics of things. So before I jump into just updating you on what's been going on with hormones and things, I just like to start off and just give you a piece of advice. So I've been asked this many times and I've explained it many ways. So I'll give you the best explanation that I can, that I have found for myself, as opposed to spirituality versus religion. Because so many people ask me, what's wrong with you? Or a lot of people don't understand me, because I choose to live a spiritual based life instead of a religion based life. So for me, personally, and you can take the advice, you don't have to take the advice, but this is just me. Personally, for me, I look at things from a different perspective, and I'm pretty sure many people have seen this analogy or have heard of this analogy, where you are a fish. And when it comes to religion, I always felt like I was surrounded in a fish bowl, a bowl that was already structured, a bowl that was already filled with things that other people had placed inside of it, and I had no choice but to accept the things that were placed in the structured bowl that I was placed in. Now that's, for me, that's religion. However, at one point I decided to hop out of that bowl and jump into an ocean full of coral, full of sharks, full of things, creatures that I didn't even know about. And it was terrifying as fuck, but I did it. And at first, I swam around my little tank, my little fish bowl, because it was home, it was secure, it was safety, it was what I was used to, it was what I was accustomed to. But eventually I had to start drifting away from that and finding my own way. I had to find a path that was right for me. So, metaphorically speaking, you are a fish, and this is for those individuals who are having a hard time distinguishing spirituality versus religion, or trying to determine a path that's right for them. You don't have to do this, but this is just an advice. Metaphorically, you are that fish. Everything around you is pretty much something that has either been placed in front of you, and you are told that this is for you and you cannot choose anything else, or you can choose to jump out of that structured container that you have been placed in, and you can explore options on your own and find your own way and find your own truth. It's not easy, it's not fun, and it's very terrifying, because at first you are on your own. But on the journey, you start finding people and you start meeting people, and shit just comes, So that's just a little piece of advice for people who are wondering, people who are asking. And I'm pretty sure I explained it a lot of times, but here's another one for you, okay? Now, on to this. I have been on hormones for 2 months now, 2 months, and I've given you updates. So I will give a 2-month update, and it's not really much that has changed. This is 2 months. Yeah, this is 2 months. 2 months. Not much has changed from previous videos that you have watched. My emotions have gotten a lot more balanced. If I'm being completely honest, I definitely feel that I am more in a, and I'm not even sure if it's the hormones. It could be. I'm just in more of a emotional state of balance as far as how I handle things, and I've said this before, and how I feel towards things. Like I feel like I'm pregnant with life. This is me, I'm honest. Maybe that could be hormones and my spirituality, because I'm burdened shit, like, for real. But I just feel, I feel right, So emotionally, I'm good. Mentally, I'm there. It's one thing, I said this before, but when you can put your mental and your physical aspects of your life together, it just becomes so better, so much better, and you're so peaceful. Boobs are hella growing still. I talked about that last time. I think they are about the same size. I do want to note on that. Now, I noticed that for me, when, I'm not sure if this is everyone else, but it was weird, because when they started forming, I was like, what's going on? Like, feeling them, because they started getting like breast tissue, and I didn't understand why one was developing more than the other one. Because this one on it's been a long day. And yes, sometimes I do have to throw up this to know that this is my left. Judge me all you want. I don't give a damn. I'm quirky. I'm different. Cute. But yeah, this one started developing a lot faster than this one. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a fucking tumor? You know, and I got real worried and real scared. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. You know? Oh. Oh, sometimes, man, I just, oh, that kind of hurted in the chest. What happened? But, you know, I had that whole thing go through. Everything's kind of the same. The biggest difference that I've noticed, I've started to notice shifts, like changes within my body, like just how my body's starting to figure and look. I've started to notice it's getting a little bit more feminine shaped, like hips a little bit. I'm just starting to notice fat being moved in different ways, in different areas. I'll say it like that. But other than that, there really isn't that big or much changes. It's just, I guess now, just slow, whatever. I do, however, want to make a point though, because I am on my hormone experience, and I know everyone is different, but I know for me personally, if you are starting hormones, because I know people do, I do the injections and I do the testosterones, and it is very tedious to have to take a pill every day when you aren't accustomed to taking a pill every day. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll be the first to admit, I sometimes forget to take my testosterone blocker. But it doesn't harm me in a sense. It doesn't harm me at all. Actually, speaking to my doctor, I don't think I need them. So we'll see after I get more blood work done. But it is very tedious. A tedious thing to do. To have to remember to take these damn pills every day. The injections is easier because it is once a week. However, that in itself does get tedious because injecting myself, at first I was doing it in the fat in my stomach. Then I started doing it in my thigh. And I started doing it in my thigh because at first when I was doing it in my stomach, I started noticing where I would inject myself, I would get like a little itch and things like that. And then I noticed it was happening wherever I would inject myself, and that shit got annoying. Like, it's annoying. But other than that, no, it's really fun. It's really fun. Really fun. So, yeah. Before I go, let me get a little bit into this. I know a lot of people are sitting at home right now. I know a lot of people are just stuck. I know a lot of people are just, you know, navigating life trying to navigate life, are going to have to navigate life differently than what they were used to, especially because of Corona and how it is. And I know there's some people who have been forced to sit and think, and I know I'm one of them. Even though I'm used to sitting and thinking, there are so many of us who have been forced to sit and think. So if you are an individual who has found yourself in a place where you just see things differently, you feel things differently, you just are a completely different person than what you were probably even 2 weeks ago, hell, a month ago, a day ago, whatever the case may be for you. If you are going through changes and you just don't understand what's going on, always remember that life happens to you. Life happens for you, not to you. Sorry. I almost screwed that up. I don't know how I screwed it up, and I say that all the time. Sasha, sit down somewhere. Because you hopping around like you a goddamn bunny rabbit. Go somewhere. Life happens for you, not to you. So understand that whatever is happening for you, it's happening for your highest good. It's happening for you it's happening for you so that you can take a look at your life and you can make the necessary changes to become the best version of yourself. Always be choosing to live your truth. Always be choosing to accept your truth. Always be choosing to accept you for exactly who you are. Always be choosing to love you. Every aspect, every component, every single part, every being of you, even the downright ugly. If you've done some things in your past that you aren't proud of, accept it. It's what made you who you are today. If you've done some things in your past that you don't feel are favorable, not just to you, but to others, make peace with not only the situation, but make peace with those individuals so that you yourself don't hold on to things that can hinder you from progressing and living a fruitful and abundant life. With everything I do, I hope that this touches someone. If it resonates, let it marinate. And if it doesn't resonate, hey, don't be a hater. You know, be a congratulator. Peace, love, and blessings to all of you.